Hopefully the Mario Kart's turned down. I just pumped the Mario Kart in. Pumped the Switch in through the Elgato Cam Link. I'm not too sure what you're supposed to do about audio. I guess headphones. Because I can't hear Mario Kart. Sixth place, because I suck. Ooh. Damn. Missile coming. Ah, and you got me. Fifth place. I think this is the last lap. Yeah, 3-3. Oh, let's see what I get. Ugh. Second. Oh, missile. Oh, bomb. Got excited. I was like, damn, it's a missile. Ooh. That was it? I don't even know what place I came in. I think I get this camera over a little bit. Next race. Come on now, fourth. Yeah, trying to avoid those things. Get a surprise. Wasn't really my plan to have the overhead shown while playing a game, but it's kind of cool. Damn. yeah, and a ghost. Or eek. Take that. Oh yeah, run right into a banana. That sucks. I got a bomb for somebody. There, throw it at somebody. Congratulations, you got a bomb. Here, somebody else got a bomb. Yeah, yeah, myself. Great. Give myself a bomb. Finish. Oh, let's see if I can get the camera over a little bit. I wonder how good my overhead is focused. It's pretty good. Alright, next race. Let's do it. Alright. Final race. So it says. Final race. Oh, that was pretty dumb. That guy's up on the wall. Don't think I was actually going to be able to hit him. I can hit that guy. There you go. Oh! Dang. Oh, watch out for the banana. Still got the banana. Damn. Don't get crushed by that dude. Don't get crushed by that dude. Keep hitting the stupid bananas. I must like bananas. I don't know what happened. I think I might tilt the controller. Second place. Ha! I was so close to getting him. So close to getting over. What's going on? Fourth. Went from... Oh, last lap. Maybe we can make something out of this. So. Hit the banana. Didn't even know you could do that. Go up. Second. Still second. Barely. Oh, there he is. There's a guy. There he is. Oh, yeah. First place. Come on. Finish. You can do it. Got it. $144. Ah, caps lock. I think I need to make a little more room for my legs underneath the table. Can I push it? No, not really. Oh, my camera's out of focus. Come on, get back in there. There you go. Nice try, came in fourth. Wonder if my overhead can get a little bit better on the focus. Not so bad. Multiplayer, single player. Let's do the 150 again. Yeah, I'll play the same guy. Let's see. Oh, actually, let's go back one. Yeah, that looks nice. Nice. Let's play this one. Got a little boost coming off the line. Fourth. Come on. Something's a little laggy. Could be the capture card, who knows. Really drift in this corner. It's not fair. I threw something at him and someone threw something at me. Damn banana. I love hitting bananas. It's a little thing. Hey, you take a banana, you take a banana, everybody take a banana. Got nice place. Fifth, something like that. Finish in fifth. Boy, you suck. Next race. Didn't get that boost off the line. Drift in the corner. Damn it. Stop. Oh yeah, some air there. I guess that was a shortcut. Everyone else took that way. Not me. I took the wrong way. And now I'm small. Let's see about hitting this. And big again. Sure, just waste that. I was in second place. What was this, last lap? See if I can get anything done here. Okay, see what I get. A banana. That's not very helpful. Probably is if you knew what you were doing. take that. First place. First place until somebody hits me. Now I'm in second. Where's the dude at? Let's see where he's at. Where are you at, man? This is the one we take the shortcut, right? Oh, come on. Right there, come on. First place. Oh, did it somehow. No idea how, but I did it. Next race. Third race. Nope, didn't get the boost. Third. Let's see. Throw at that dude. Try not to hit a banana. Fourth now. Boost from the drifting. Here, take a banana. Yeah, you take that. Oh yeah. Third place. I'll hit the banana. There, you take that. Oh, damn it. You got me. Seventh place. What happened? Let's get a boost. Probably names for everything here that I really don't know. Fourth place. Fifth place. Here, somebody take that. Fourth place still. Okay, get a boost from the drifting. Come on. Yes. I can use something to help me here. Oh, now we're all small. Stupid. I mean, everyone's right there. Let's see. Oh. Fourth. Fifth now. It's terrible. Fourth. That's where I finished. Next race. Let's go for it. Trying to think of some ideas to do with the streaming setup. Kind of thought of maybe doing different stuff each day of the week. I have a Switch, like a PS2 and an Xbox 360. Also have a 3D printer, a CNC machine, and I build computers. I watch this guy, Science Man Dan, and he has Tinfoil Tuesdays and he has Flat Earth Fridays. It's kind of cool. Just kind of look forward to seeing. You look forward to the days that you know he's going to be putting out stuff. And so I could do something with the 3D printer, and while it's printing, just play Mario Kart. Low battery. So originally I started a streaming setup for an overhead. I'm trying to remember what I think I was doing. I think I was building some kits. Some soldering kits. And I thought it would be really cool if while I was building, someone could look at the overhead, see what I was up to. So a whole bunch of days later, I got a Canon 200D, or known in the US, the SL2, using an Elgato HD60 Pro. That's plugged into the PCIe of my streaming computer. Then I was like, I might as well plug in my Switch into the system. Just try streaming just anything that I'm doing at night. Came in second. I could play online, but I get my butt kicked. Did 150 again. We'll keep all this the same. We'll play this one. Through the airplane. Nice. push down so I can go faster. There you go. Second place. It's pretty exciting. Ah, don't want any of that stuff. A bunch of bananas. First place. I'll probably lose that real quick. Oh yeah, I did. Second already. What happened? Ah, somebody was above me. It's crazy. Ah, damn it. Nice lap. Oh, sure. Fourth. Get a boost, get that. Get a boost there. Get a boost there, get a boost, get a third. First place. What are the odds? Someone's going to overtake me very quickly. Get a boost. Get a boost. And dude overtook me. Next race, sure. Through the rings. Oh man. Dying. Terrible death. Oh well. And then up on top of this thing. Yeah, I'll just be angry and throw these shells and stuff. People. Take all that. Oh, and there's a missile coming. It's going to kick my butt. See if I can get out of the way. Take that. Sixth place. And I fall into the abyss. Really need to finish The Punisher Season 2. I think I'm on episode 10, but I'm still unable to finish it up. Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. Season, I think it's 4, part 2, something like that. Comes out tomorrow, which tonight sometime most likely. But I'm surprised it's taking me a week to finish Season 2 of The Punisher. Okay. Did it again. Just constantly fall down into there. Ninth place. This is gonna be the worst. Seventh place. And I just beat up everyone. Be like, die, die, die. If I can't get a good time, I'm gonna take all you down with me. There. Throw that at somebody. Yeah, do that. Like anything. I came in second. Huh. Interesting. Finished in second. Pour some more vodka. This webcam, it's focusing. Seems like it takes a little bit. Like need like a like something written on my head so I can focus on it. Alright, what are we doing? Third race? Am I playing? I don't even know what's going on. Guess I wasn't paying attention. Got a shell. Throw it at that dude. I think my phone's gonna die soon. I think it said low battery like 10 minutes ago. When the missile's coming, it's gonna kick my butt. Yeah, didn't make it. God, 7th place. Come on. 6. No, small. Take that. Drift. Third place. Tomorrow's Friday. Big question of the day is what to get for lunch. Every Friday, all the guys go out from the office to get something to eat. Recently, we've been doing a lot of Five Guys, which is really good. Second place. Next race. Got one guy in the office who really likes Chick-fil-A. And usually every Friday for the last few years we've been going to Chick-fil-A, so I really like burgers. So I've been going to Five Guys on Fridays. Trying to start my own tradition. Or, what's the right word? Tradition. Can't think of it right now. Ritual? Maybe that's right. Start my own ritual. Five Guys on Friday. Like to get a double lettuce, mayo, tomato, and jalapenos. They give so many fries there. Usually end up getting a small order of fries and splitting them with somebody. Oh, yeah, first world problem. Big problem of Fridays is where to go out to eat for lunch. Like literally everyone will get into the office at like 8 o'clock, and then by 9 o'clock the talk is where are we gonna eat. This course, I don't know if I've ever played this one. Do not want to hit a tree. It's dangerous. Second place. I don't think I'm paying attention on the second. Third place now. I had to check that stuff. Look at that. Third place. Yeah. As soon as I say third place, I get knocked to sixth. Get a little boost there. Ooh. The finisher circle. I only got 2.8 million credits. Last night I had almost 20 million credits. But they updated the game, and when you hit the auto spin, you can do 500 at a time. So it came in third. I'll play some more. Battery. 10%. Let's do this one. Hey, got a little bit. Oh, what happened to my tire? What'd I do? Change something? I don't think I meant to change my vehicle here. But that happened. Second place. See me through this mushroom. I think mushroom? Oh, that's a boost. So let's hit that. Oh, and then we have, don't hit that. Ah, now I'm small. Damn it. First place, but super small. Still first place. Let's hit these things. Come on, hit at least some of them. Hit that one, and that one, and this one. Boom. Still first place. Well, not now. I think I should probably be punching the HDMI out of the Switch into the Elgato HD60 Pro. I see a little bit of lagging. Not really sure what that's from, but I'm currently plugged into the Cam Link from Elgato, and I'm sure that's not nearly as good as the HD60 Pro that plugs into the PCIe of the computer. Finish second. How many more spins we have left on? Let's see, we have 28 spins and we only have 3.2 million credits. Let's go play some retro games. I'm not good at any of these, but let's play Excite Bike. And without me hearing the sound, it's probably not going to be so easy, but let's see. Now I forget, I can't hear. Yeah, it's not so easy without the sound. Best time's 1:16. I don't think I'm going to make it. I'm already 31 seconds. Don't want to hit the oil spill. 40 seconds. 44 seconds. 47 seconds. 50 seconds. 54 seconds. 58 seconds. Now I fell off. That was a way to run, right? Then I hit the oil spill. 1 minute. 8 seconds. Oh, I beat it. That shows you how much I suck. I beat my own worst time. Pretty sure this is gonna die, but we'll have to spin for 100. Yeah. Let's see. This is gonna be terrible. Terrible, I tell you. There's a camera dude over there. Definitely need to do some research on how you get the sound out of the Switch while you're streaming. Definitely missing what's going on, but I'm sure if I pump the sound out, it'll just loop. It'll be pretty crappy for the recording. Minute 24 and I'm at a minute 13. Minute 16, minute 17. Doing terrible. Minute 20. Yeah, hit some oil. That's great. Minute 23. What did I do? Beat it? I really suck. Just started. Oh yeah, sure. Best time, minute 22. So supposedly I saw somewhere or read somewhere that the idea is to land on both wheels. Lap 1. 39. Come on. Oh. Minute 2. Minute 9. Minute 16. Minute 17. What? Jeez. It's embarrassing knowing that those were the best times. Minute 18. Third? I don't know what that means. Ah, yeah. Fall off your bike. Fell off your bike. Really gotta figure out how to get the sound out of this. This is really boring without the sound. Not that it sounds awesome, but definitely helps. Ooh, do a wheelie. There you go. Oh yeah, fall. Minute 20. Yeah, I suck. Minute 42. That's pretty crappy. Section B. I wonder what section B is. It's getting a little cold in here. I have to turn some heat on. Let's see, where's my heater? Actually, I'm going to take a second, use the bathroom, and then I'll be back. Right. So what happened? Where's my heat? I don't have any heat. Why don't I have heat? Let's see. Get some heat here. Because it's cold. It's getting cold out there. Let's see what the temperature is going to be. 5% battery life. Temperature, you're somewhere. Where's your temperature? Weather. 38 degrees, going down to 18 tonight. Yeah. I think I have to plug this thing in. I'm gonna grab a cable. No heat. What the hell? We need some heat. I think I had just the fan on. Let's see if now we gain some heat. There we go. game selection. See what else we can play. This camera does not like focusing on me as I move around. Probably should just leave it in one spot, but I have a tendency to lean forward and lean back. Zelda? I mean, none of these games I'm going to be good at. Is there anything that's like I'm good at the game that's on my overhead, where it just plays by itself. And I got 1.4 million credits, and I didn't do anything. Solomon's Key. I think I'm behind in watching YouTube videos, too. Super Mario Brother. Why not? To watch me suck at Super Mario Brothers. Yeah, that's pretty shitty, for sure. Like, you're supposed to be able to hit this and then get this guy and then get this mushroom and grow. There you go. You die. You die too. You die. You die. Hey, flower. I'll probably lose this in like 10 seconds. Let's see. Like, I guess I can just run. Like invincibility. Boom! Look at me. And it's probably over. That's it. Die, you guys. Die. I do know that if you start from back here and run fast, you can do something cool, but that I do not know how to do, or was unable to accomplish that. Dude, that was terrible. Ah! I didn't believe I didn't have my microphone added to the scene. If anyone tuned in, they'd be like, what the hell's going on here? The dude's playing Super Mario Brothers and he's sucking. And on top of it, his mouth was moving and nothing's happening. Killed myself. This is terrible. Like, wow, I should stick to Mario Kart. I suck. Let's go back up to the overhead. Let's see. So we can do this. We can go to the overhead. Let's see what's going on in the world. Oh man, there's a bunch of YouTube videos I need to watch. Should probably figure out how to add them. Like, add YouTube videos to my stream, watch them, and comment on them. Because that's exactly what people want. They want someone to comment on awesome YouTube videos. Let's see. Mario Kart. Ah, it's getting late. 9:30 already. Maybe I should just talk about my streaming setup that I got going on here. Hold on. Let me try to lock this microphone down so I can put this in front of my face. So I'm going to go through my Amazon orders and see where all this started. Let's see, how far back does all this streaming shit start? Let's see. A while ago. Quite a while ago. Oh my god. Okay. It all started January the 3rd. Holy crap. On January the 3rd, I bought some LED strips, some electrical tape, and some zip ties. And then I bought a blue snowball, which I'm still using actually. I think it sounds pretty good for the price. So that's one thing that I've been able to buy in this whole process of setting up a streaming system, and haven't really returned. I think it's been pretty good. When I record it and I listen back, it sounds like me. It's pretty cool. So I would recommend the blue snowball ice. It was 40 bucks. Then I went ahead and started to build a streaming computer. Because of course, if you're going to stream, you might as well have a computer to do it. My first attempt was to use, let's see if I move this over here, maybe it'll make it look like I'm talking into the camera a little bit better. Was to use an AMD Athlon 200 GE. So I bought the processor for $60, and I bought a motherboard for $62. And I bought 4 gigabytes of DDR4. Now I added all that stuff, and didn't work very well. Wouldn't boot up. I ended up purchasing a whole nother setup, which was a AMD Ryzen 3 with a motherboard and a case. I think it was like 220 bucks for the processor, the motherboard, and the case. And that also did not work. And what it ended up being is that I needed a better power supply. I don't know, the power supply said it was rated. I think it was rated for 500 watts, but for some reason it just would not boot up any of the newer boards and newer processors. So eventually, on January the 6th, I ordered a EVGA 500 watt power supply. Lo and behold, add that to the system, boots right up. Perfect, awesome. Let's see what else I bought here. Let's go back. After adding all that, I got this case. I got the case and the motherboard and the processor from Micro Center, and the case was pretty inexpensive. Pretty cool little case, and it was red. The LEDs, I think it had red LED fans and an LED power button and reset button and a little strip in the front. So I got it all up and running. One of the problems I was having was OBD software would not encode using the onboard GPU or APG, something like that. I ended up getting a GeForce GTX 910, something like that. Let's see. I go to Task Manager, Performance. I got a GeForce GT60 680, and that helped with the encoding, because I was using just hardware encoding because it wouldn't work. OBS would not work. Another issue I had was the case had 4 fans and the motherboard only supported 3 fans. So I bought a splitter and was able to plug the 3 fans in the front into the motherboard. And I also bought some LED strips, some red ones, just to add to the case to make it look cooler. Because, of course, what else are you going to do? It's got to look cool. Then I started on a path of mounting an overhead camera. Show you what that looks like. Overhead camera. You should be seeing an overhead camera view now. Got my phone on there. I ultimately ended up going with a Canon 200D or SL2, 60 frames per second, 1080p. Had to buy a bunch of stuff to get it mounted. And I think that looks pretty good. I was also buying some mounts for the microphone to get the microphone in front of my face. I thought that the microphone would be able to sit on the desk and hear me clearly, but that was not the case. Bought a keyboard and a keyboard drawer, so that way the keyboard would not be in view of the overhead camera, and when I type you don't have to see my hands go out in front. Ended up buying a mount to mount to the ceiling, the camera, and a whole bunch of different type of clamps and screws, enough that I was able to get it to the point where the camera would sit in the proper location. Which I think turned out pretty well for what I was looking to do. Let's see, let's add. A Raspberry Pi 3. I think it's an A, they call it. Got the case around here somewhere. The box that it came in. $9:44. Usually like to try to get to bed by 10 o'clock. So maybe I should play some Mario Kart until then. I'll play it full screen. Grab my controller. Mario Kart. Yes. It's really terrible without the sound. This is pretty shitty. Let's go back. We'll do 150. Oh wait, and then we'll... Why are my tires all messed up? Yeah, that looks way better. Really need some sound, but I really have the feeling that if I were to pump the sound from the Switch out, okay, so actually I have an idea. Hold on a second. Let's kill all this. Let's go home. So what I would like to do is, I have YouTube videos to watch. So, can I watch the YouTube videos live? Okay. First, let's go to YouTube. Sign in. Yep, that's me. I'm signed in. Congratulations. That's me. Okay. Then one of my phones was like, did you just sign in? Yeah, I did. Okay. Did you just sign in? Like everything, literally. Okay. Now let's add a video capture, a window capture device. Explorer, Firefox. I'd like to add Microsoft Edge. Can you do that? No. This isn't working very well. Come on. You gotta be able to capture this window. Can you not capture this window? Like, you gotta be able to capture the window. Come on. I'm playing a video.
In a post-Linum TI world, it's likely that a lot of you look at system integrators a little differently. Or more like...
Okay, come on. Capture that video. Windows capture. Capture cursor. Oh wait, okay, here we go. Let's see.
Exactly the same. After we began our Walmart system review, we put in a last-minute rushed order for an iWiPower RDY, or Ready system, with significantly better parts than what we could get in the Walmart build. This was before Linus had begun his Series 2, and so all we knew was that the parts listing included a 9700K instead of Walmart's 8700, clearly an improvement, and an RTX 2080 instead of a 1080 Ti, while being a lower price. The question was whether or not the assembly was any good, and if any other mistakes were made along the way. Before that, this video is brought to you by Massdrop and the PC37X gaming headset with professional-grade Sennheiser noise-canceling microphone. The PC37X headsets are what we use in the office for phone interviews where audio and mic quality are critical, making for a convenient, high-performance solution for gaming or professional work. The headphones come with a detachable 10-foot cable for safe storage during travel, a standard 3.5mm plug, and soft foam for a firm but comfortable fit over the ears. Learn more at the link in the description below. Before starting on this one, quick trip down memory lane. We had originally ordered the Walmart system in November around Black Friday, and that was supposed to be a $2,000+ build with taxes, about $2,200 I think. That was an 8700 non-K. It was supposed to be a 1080 Ti. We didn't get that. We ended up with a $1,500 build. But before we
I have no idea how this sounds for everyone, but
what we did
whatever.
was also place an
I
order
need to
with
watch
Highway
YouTube
Power
videos.
for one of their Ready systems. So this is
Falling
something that
behind.
was actually going to go to a customer. It was on the floor. It was a pre-built system with a SKU, specific SKU, so it wasn't a customized one. And Highway Power pulled it off the line and sent it to us. And it was the same experience you'd get as a customer, which is evidenced by the fact that the same mistakes existed in here as a customer would receive, and we'll talk about those more in a moment. And this is all before the, I think before Linus released some of his series, but also before we released our Walmart video. So this is, we were like just completely blind to what we were getting into at this point. What we ended up with for the Walmart system was an 8700, a GTX 1070, is about a $1,500 SKU. The prices on those SKUs have dropped by several $100s for each one since then. And our system also had an H310 motherboard, which is probably the most egregious fault out of the part selection. And so that's got slower DMI, it has one DIMM per channel, and the case also was pretty bad. It had literally 3 to 4 millimeters of space between the glass and the front. And this one is just an NZXT case that's been rebuilt a bit, significantly more space here, even though it looks closed off. It actually does have a lot more space than the Walmart one did. So we thought, you know, even though it's still pretty closed off, it can at least get some air. So maybe it'll be better. And that's part of what we're testing today. And then finally, the Walmart system used glue, hot glue, to hold the USB 3 cable in. Now, Highway Power in their past has used glue as well, but they don't anymore. So this is a glue-free system. No horses were used to make this system. But in the past, Highway Power did use hot glue. It's just they've moved on and progressed, whereas Walmart was just now figuring that out, that it's unnecessary. So for this one, what we got was a 9700K RTX 2080, and it was the correct system delivered, so check that box, did that properly. There were mistakes in the build, and they were pretty significant ones, but we got what we ordered, and the parts are there, and all the mistakes were correctable. It's just you shouldn't have to correct them as a customer, which has been obviously now a big point of discussion with the Linus series. And I do want to give Linus some credit here, because in speaking with the SIs, they were all like on the edge of their seats of what's going to happen next. So in that series, so we know that Highway Power specifically made internal changes to fix a lot of the things that Linus talked about, which is great. Job well done to Linus Media Group, and job well done to Highway Power and other SIs for listening. This system is one of the last ones that did not have the perspective of Linus' series.
The Linus Secret Shop is fucking awesome.
But it had other issues that Linus didn't encounter. There's special ones that that we found and we reported back to Highway Power. They should be improved as well. We still wanted to go through them though. So let's start with the part selection. A quick monologue before we get into this. People always like to post in comments whenever anyone does a build. Media Outlet does a build, Paul or Kyle do a build, SIs do a build. People always love to post, why didn't you use X part? And there are good reasons for that. So let me just point a few of those out for you. SIs do not typically work with things like, for example, Noctua coolers. You'll notice here, this is the NZXT M22 rebranded. So the M22 is our least favorite cooler that we've reviewed, and we think is a waste of money for the consumer to buy it. Now, that doesn't mean Highway Power is spending that same money on it. It doesn't mean that you're spending the same money on it you would retail when you buy it through an SI. The reason for that is pretty simple. They get discount rates. They get either distribution pricing, or in the case of Highway Power, it's literally in the same building as NZXT. This case is an NZXT case. That cooler is an NZXT cooler. They come from next door. There is no logistical cost involved beyond having someone push a box to the warehouse adjacent to the NZXT one. So that reduces cost on these things significantly, and that's why you see stuff like these partnerships where NZXT case, NZXT cooler. Now there could be in some instances MDF, or Marketing Development Fund, money changing hands, like Intel and the NVIDIA typically will run MDF for things like include our chipset logo on your box, or include GeForce or the game bundle or whatever in your system. That's typically accompanied by money in order to help sort of offset the cost to the manufacturer, the SI, when they sell it to the consumer. A lot of the time that money's passed on to you, so part selection is all over the place, and sometimes you might just be like, why is only 1,000 watt power supply available for the system that doesn't need it? Well, they probably had a lot of them and got a good deal on it, so something to keep in mind. But let's go through the parts choices and see how they priced it out, and then we'll start talking about our testing results and some of the issues we had. When we first requested this machine back around early December, late November, it would have cost about $2,231, so $2,231 US. That included the RTX 2080 9700K, all the other components in the system, and the assembly, of course, and the warranty. Identical or similar parts, where identical ones were unavailable, could be purchased for about $1,986, and that's if you bought it yourself without any of the SIs. So strictly like for like, ignoring that you can, yes, get cheaper parts with different names, comparing the cost of the same parts versus iBuyPower for DIY, this is really not a bad deal. It's about $200 overhead to build the system, which we think is fair. You aren't being overcharged for the components, and if you were to instead pick parts that run a bit cheaper but produce the same quality build, you could definitely reduce the price. You could get it done for about $1,800, somewhere around there. So that's if you're willing to do things like get a cheaper GPU. This video card was about $90 more expensive than going with a different RTX 2080. You could also reduce $20 on the cooler. You could use like a Noctua NA214S instead of a Kraken M22. iBuyPower doesn't necessarily have that privilege, and that you get a $30 change in RAM, drop in case price, and stuff like that. So we did not factor Windows 10 in here since it's basically free now. That would be another $100 value potentially if you do consider that as a value add. The difference is that iBuyPower gets a lot of its chosen parts for cheaper than we could, so you end up having to just use different parts in order to drop the price, and it can be significant. It's just at some point you do pay for someone to assemble it for you. That's where we need to talk about the assembly quality and the build itself, because if you're paying the premium, maybe $200, which we think is pretty fair, if you're paying $200 or $400 in some cases more for an SI to build your system, it better be good. Like, everything has to be right, and it wasn't. And before we get into the things that are very wrong in this, I'll note that iBuyPower is correcting these. They started working on several of the issues we found after Linus series. We found a few more. They're working on those too. So problems should be resolved, but
problems should be resolved.
Anyway.
Yeah, okay.
The target customer for this system will plug their peripherals in, hit the power button, and install Steam without ever needing to know what a BIOS is. So that's essentially what we did for the first round of tests. For thermals, we ran our standard case testing suite. We'll look at those results momentarily. And for general performance, we ran our CPU testing suite. The results from these tests are absolutely not comparable to our previously published CPU and case benchmarks because different parts are used. We just used these because, well, it's pretty standard testing. So, despite this, we couldn't resist making a sanity check comparison between our previous 9700K CPU testing results and the iBuyPower system. We can show some of those results on the screen and just flash through them now. You really only need to see A versus B here. In the process of doing a 9700K standardized test with our very controlled BIOS versus the iBuyPower one, we noticed something odd. The iBuyPower system was underperforming in a way that reached beyond the expected difference due to using a different GPU, motherboard, or memory kit. So the difference was far greater than what we should have seen. Entering BIOS revealed one obvious cause. All settings had been set to default values, so no XMP was enabled, and our 3200 megahertz kit, quotes there, was running at 2666. Minus 10
Gamer Nexus videos are so nerdy.
iBuyPower system, but our problems extended further than that, and that's thanks to an old friend, multi-core enhancement. The board used in our system was different than Linus's. Ours used an Asus Prime Z390P with the oldest publicly available BIOS installed. In this BIOS version, setting MCE to auto affects the CPU frequency. This in itself isn't bad. We're not trying to do a baseline CPU benchmark here, and if iBuyPower wants to soft overclock their systems, then that's their prerogative. The problem is that, for whatever reason, this old version of MCE actually underclocks the 9700K, locking it to 3.8 GHz on all cores under sustained load, rather than 4.1 to 4.2 when MCE is manually disabled. That's a big difference in frequency and impacts performance significantly, as you saw in some of our charts we flashed through. There are multiple ways for iBuyPower to avoid this problem. Selecting XMP2 in the Asus BIOS brings up a prompt that asks whether the user would like to enable or disable MCE. So the XMP and MCE problems could both be solved by toggling a single menu option, something that iWiPower managed to somehow overlook. Also, updating the BIOS to the most recent version not only fixed MCE so that it behaved as expected, 4.7 GHz on all cores under sustained load, but also disables MCE altogether if auto is chosen. And we checked, and newer BIOS versions were available. The BIOS revision that was on here was from well before we ordered the system, like more than a month. So, you know, it's one thing if you buy
Steve, give it to
the
him.
Asus Z390P from Amazon,
Yep.
get it in a box and it's got the first revision BIOS on it.
Sure.
That's one thing.
Yep.
Because that's probably been sitting on a shelf since they ordered it. This
Yeah.
was built by someone, booted, presumably, and then they still overlooked it. So someone went through
terrible.
the process of turning the thing on, doing some basic testing, and nowhere in that process was it noticed XMP is off. Okay, that's one problem. And also the CPU doesn't boost anywhere close to where it's supposed to be. So that's the bigger problem here. And like I said, in fairness to iWiPower, the company has put checks in place now.
Has
to
put
try
check.
and
How the hell do you know?
My understanding is there's supposed to be some more people on the line, or at least more senior people down there who are overseeing things. So
How do you know?
We
So
can't
great.
vouch to this.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
we've been told
They
that
told
these
me it's
processes
better.
have been now checked, so it shouldn't happen again. But obviously a very serious issue, and one which is so trivially resolved that it is almost offensive. So just something to keep in mind, that MCE was an additional problem that I don't believe LTT ran into. So it's something unique for us on that one. For the game results, as we sort of flashed by earlier, it's pretty obvious when something's wrong here. Far Cry 5 at 1080p.
Let's see what
gives
else
clear insight
we
to
got
the
that I
problem.
haven't watched
The
yet.
9700K review
How far
put
back
the
are we?
CPU at 149 FPS average with the out-of-the-box iWiPower.
Does MKBHL BHD like the Xiaomi foldable phone? Who knows?
There it is. Ladies and gentlemen, MKBHD, you already know, tech videos, YouTube, happy to be here. We're lucky enough to have him here today, so I thought to myself, you know, we need to get to the bottom of some topics, since, as you know, MKBHD is the authority on various technology topics on the internet.
Hey, what's up guys, MKBHD here.
We've got something exciting here. I mean, you obviously know it's all about these folding phones right now. The next Samsung folding phone, and of course it was the Royale or Royale. FlexPi. I mean, I have trouble with that one. I was real skeptical of that one. I didn't see it at CES.
I played with it at CES. Let's just say foldable phones aren't ready,
No.
and that was proof.
You want to reward ambitious projects in tech because we're handling all these slabs that
Yeah,
are
I
the
feel
same.
bad because everyone's saying, oh, all the phones are the same now, they all look the same, everyone's got a notch and dual cameras and glass, and you kind of want some interesting new thing to talk about, and they did that. But then I look at it and I use it and I have to tell the truth, which is, it's not that great.
Don't put this thing in your pocket.
This is not the one.
Today, and you haven't seen this clip yet, so
new.
this is breaking. It's the president of Xiaomi, and they made this video right here of their working prototype of how they envision a folding phone. Here you go. This is the magic moment. Okay. It was a double fold on the back.
Oh, why?
I don't know. They're getting a lot of love for this particular design. People are saying, this seems closer. The idea of popping it open and having a slightly larger display, like, is that enough to justify this
just got
very
flattened.
weird form factor the rest of
terrible.
the time? This sandwich mode. Is this the product that's going to break open the doors for the future of folding phones?
I don't know if I can say yes, but I like the idea where like they folded it and it went from tablet mode to smaller tablet mode. It made more sense than what I've seen so far. This isn't making me go, oh, that's why I want a folding phone. You know, I'm kind of still waiting for that moment. I think what I saw was I think it was also a patent application. Remember the Razr, that flip phone?
Mm-hmm.
But it was like a version of the Razr with touchscreen all the way, and you could fold it in half. So it was like a new Razr, and it was a folding display. And I said, oh, that's like the one interesting way I could see a foldable display being useful, having that flip phone feel back. People love flip phones. We've gone away from that, but now if you have a folding display, you can maybe build all the components around it and have a flip phone you can I'm interested to keep seeing these different versions, and we'll eventually get something.
Yeah, and I think the difference in this case, or the reason that this one's generating a little bit more interest, is because of the company doing it. Like Xiaomi, they seem capable. Like if someone was going to do it,
You believe in the FlexPi Royale?
Exactly. That was not the most confidence-inspiring brand. No offense, obviously, but a newcomer to this particular space. Xiaomi, on the other hand, they're pumping out smartphones, like some new models all the time.
You know what's weird about the floating phones or the folding phone thing is when you fold it over, the back of the phone stays lit up. That's happening here. That's happening in the prototypes I've seen. But it makes me feel like just turn the back off, right? So that you don't feel like you're doing accidental touches.
Yeah, no, I mean, you're probably right from like a user experience standpoint. It does seem odd to have this display that you're not looking at on the back.
Yeah.
But then you get this weird side of it, which is anyone who has one of these phones, who spends whatever amount of money is going to be necessary to pick one, is going to want the world to know that their screen folds.
That's fair.
So, I don't know. Here's my thing. I'm kind of with you in the early part of the discussion here. I haven't seen the killer application yet. Like, why? Yeah. What is the big... I get it, you have a slightly bigger display. Like, in this case, when he has it unfolded.
So James and I haven't really reached a consensus on why exactly it is we are doing this video. Do you mind grabbing an end? Oh, wow, I don't need it. It's really not very heavy, but thank you anyway. He figures it's because...
well, we keep doing all these cheap display videos.
Yeah.
And then we were doing these Walmart videos.
Yeah.
So why not just make a sandwich of those two?
You know what? Sure, let's go with that. So this is the 43-inch LED HD TV class, full class, and we're gonna find out if, how much does this thing cost?
I think 168 bucks. Some people have got it for 125 on clearance.
We're gonna find out if the 43-inch, $125 TV is worth $125.
If it even makes it to you alive.
Were you shaking your head? And this video is brought to you by Storyblocks. Storyblocks offers you studio quality stock video clips for a fraction of the cost. Check out Storyblocks at the link in the video description.
I think we should actually assess the shipping and packaging of this. It has a huge dent. It's possible that Tyler dropkicked this, but I don't think so. And the reason I'm doing a concern is because inside there's really not a lot of extra packaging.
So not only is this a cheaper hard type foam, but this is cheaper among the hard type foam packing materials that I've encountered. Did you see the way that piece just came apart? Okay, can we do a video together with you not throwing
Absolutely
the
not.
subject of the video?
No, it's in my contract. There's nothing
Holy
in front.
crap.
There's nothing in front.
Small correction, just after mine and James's styrofoam fight to the death, we actually found that there is a little bit more protection on the panel side. There's this piece of cardboard, which, as you can see, James, can you come over here for a moment? It weighs like nothing.
The spec sheet says 18.5 pounds, but it feels lighter, doesn't it?
Just because it's so big, it's like there's nothing in it.
So there's our IR receiver on the little PCB there. There's our stereo speakers that I have very high expectations for.
I will say that cheap TVs have come a long way in terms of their I/O, or at least I don't know, this one has. So it's got an audio pass-through, so if you have HDMI audio coming in from your cable box or your console or whatever, you can pass that through to your standalone speakers. Optical in or out, unclear at this time. And then you've got actually component in as well as composite, and then you've also got three actually.
3 HDMI.
Count them. 3 HDMI ports, including one with audio return channel. So that's neat.
What is this, Steve?
Some kind of old people connector. And of course there's one USB port, which, I mean, it's nice to have, especially since this is not a smart TV, so if you want to have any smart TV features, you're going to have to get like a Fire TV stick or a Roku, whatever they call theirs.
Yeah, so at least you can power something with it, even if you don't want to just load videos onto a USB thumb drive and plug them into your TV like my parents did until
It's got a base amount.
And you could probably just double-sided tape it to the wall for how much it weighs. I'm kidding, don't do that. Holy crap. And that's even with a metal backing. Like, this isn't even a plastic backing. Like, the panel itself must just weigh nothing.
And it's not like it has an external power brick or anything.
Wait, where's the stand? Are you
There you go.
That is not very impressive. Like, I sincerely hope this thing is decent, but this is one of the sort of issues that I take with low-cost electronics, is that because they have a very limited lifespan, both in terms of how long they're going to just continue to work, and in terms of their features, and no real resale value, they tend to generate a lot of waste, it feels like.
Man, Linus made
It depends
almost
on who buys
17 minutes
If you look at their page,
off of this
it looks
cheap
like who
TV.
they're targeting are the type of the people who actually are still using a CRT.
Can I see what just happened there?
On the description page, it says, "Is your TV 20 years old and blurry?"
You are lying.
So I think this is like for Grandpa when he finally makes the switch, because his giant CRT is like just actually kicked the bucket after 25 years.
Woo! Team left, hold on.
Think you could do it with one hand? Ah! No. Did you hear that? I think we're okay. I don't think any cracked, but yeah. you gotta have something to push against.
Oh man, this is great. Integrated button layout. They have this on here as though that's some kind of desirable feature. But instead of, can I power it on? It's plugged in? Instead of a joystick configuration, it's this like orbiting configuration that just kind of feels like nothing to the back of your hand. And obviously, you're not gonna leave this stupid sticker here. So you just have to kind of like guess.
This isn't even the good peeling peel. This is just like tape.
Yeah, it just feels like packing tape.
Ah,
It's just
my joy is so robbed.
oh, bottom one's not too bad.
This is like Lady and the Tramp. Oh,
I mean, at least it does have an included remote control.
oh, I wasn't gonna show you that until later because I wanted you to struggle with the buttons on the back. People in the house, put your hands in the air. No, you don't care. No, we don't care.
We've got picture modes. Oh, it comes in eco by default. That's interesting. I wonder if that's part of their like good power efficiency ratings, that they just like dim the friggin' backlight on.
Kind of makes sense because a lot of the reviews on Walmart's product page say how you absolutely must change it to dynamic picture mode.
Video or graphic?
That could be like an image retention thing.
Yo,
Oh, you know what it
what's up?
might be?
Driving next
Is
Me?
like,
I can,
like
yes,
a
sure.
limited versus full range mode.
Maybe this will become more clear once we have a signal going through and you can actually see how it
Is that
sounds.
your
So what sound mode
Switch?
are we supposed to choose?
thing?
movie?
Yeah.
Movie sound and
Are you
dynamic
streaming this?
picture.
Yeah.
Everyone says makes it mint.
It's a whole chaotic mess.
It's
You're
mint is
streaming
like a
other
flavor
people's
you could
content?
test.
Yeah.
It's mint.
Are you reacting to it?
Yes, I'm reacting to it.
Okay, so you're good.
I'm reacting to my Switch.
Is it transformative?
Am I transforming what?
The content.
I don't know.
It's within fair use if it's
How do you
transformative.
like it?
Just figured I was playing.
I feel like we're disabling Hal.
I was playing and
That is the
needed to
same
watch some
baby.
videos, so just threw it on there.
It sounds
Huh.
so sad.
What's the worst that would happen? They kick me off YouTube.
Yeah. No, there's your channel. Is anybody watching?
What?
Is anybody watching?
Alright,
No.
I'm done.
I don't think so. Let's see.
Oh, let me help you with that.
Thank you.
Nope, nobody.
Have you ever had somebody watch?
Once in a while. See, but now you can play.
Papa Tony was right about our last name being Calderone.
So this was the
Because in Italian you pronounce every single letter,
The fact
even
that
if
you
it's
got
two in a
some-
row.
Okay.
Really?
Like spaghetti is not
Yeah.
spaghetti, it's spaghetti.
Huh.
The fact that we got
Look at that.
Spaghetti.
pretty nice because there's a
Only
lot
cost
of
a couple
people
$1,000
saying
for
how
to
they
learn that.
Either
Yeah.
connected to the computer and
This is
it
day
didn't work,
one,
or they
I
connected to a
learned
dongle
that.
and it didn't work, or all these different
Come,
things. So far, I've connected this to an Amazon Fire Stick and a computer,
it
and
is
it works.
come, no,
What's up?
mi chiamo Matthew Calderone. Matthew Calderone.
so graphic
It's pretty cool.
is how you
Yeah,
get
well,
rid of
no.
Cool.
overscale.
I just gotta buy the program.
Yep.
What?
And then I gotta
So
buy
no, it
Calculus,
doesn't
so it's
have
like
to do
$300
with,
I'm adding
like,
to the
limited
credit card.
versus
No
full
problem.
range black levels.
And then I had to buy
it's how you
$85
do,
worth of stuff
like,
at the
just
school
scan,
store
like,
today.
pixel 1 to 1
Okay. 'Cause
I had to
pixel
get my
mapping
lab
instead of
manuals.
having it overscan.
But then I'm good.
It's been a while since
For the
I
whole
looked
semester?
at a 1080p
Yeah.
display
Nice.
from this close.
It ain't great.
It's not a great experience.
I don't know how to
I
get
remember
the
there was
sound
this
out
guy
yet.
that
I
used
gotta
to
do
go
some
to
research.
parties
From
with
what?
back when
The
I
video?
had,
The
like,
Switch.
I mean, sort of, I went to
I guess you have to put something in your
I don't
ear.
even think his was 1080p. He was like, yeah, it's great.
Oh, like you don't know what
Yo,
the sound
it's,
isn't
like,
coming out?
measurably. Like,
Yeah, but if
like
you
the-
do, it just like
like the-
reverberate.
measuring tape.
Where are you plugging the switch
It's not
into?
great.
The Elgato.
It's gonna come up.
That one.
That's weird. I've never seen this fail to come up. Is that because it?
Yeah, it's really crazy. And then I have this,
You have no properties.
which
Is
is
that Windows
the other
or
Elgato,
Windows?
HD60.
So you have two Elgatos, right?
They
Yeah.
don't call it Windows for nothing. Here, have all the Windows.
Windows.
So it'd be interesting to
At least
see
they're
if
allowing you
YouTube
to
were
place it
to.
in whatever order you want.
Like,
All
there's
right,
no way I think
so
they could
I
ever
guess
figure
probably,
out what the
like,
hell's
if you
going
wanna
on
put
with
some
the stream.
content on it. Like,
I started a Twitch.
really?
You got
We're
a
gonna
Twitch?
watch
Channel?
MKBHD
Yeah.
instead of our own channel. You know what?
And you playing
Fine,
games?
he's not gonna.
Not yet.
I guess.
This is just YouTube.
So I guess this was your agenda here. You pulled up MKBHD because you figured, well, we want something with known good audio. We can't always trust ourselves, so
What
we
did you
can
do?
properly evaluate the speakers.
Our footsteps
Fine,
freak me
I
out.
can take it.
Who was
You
it?
clicked on
He
this.
sounds like ass.
Nobody.
No offense.
Yeah, no offense, dude.
10 grand for that machine. The iMac Pro starts at.
You got pictures?
It
Of?
really does sound
Nathan?
like
Yes, I
You
did.
got them sent?
coming from
And
like
Casey?
under
No,
the
from
table or something.
Mother.
No,
I
and
was watching
Casey.
Infinity
You
War
got
yesterday on Netflix.
No, I
and it
didn't
was
see.
Basically, like everybody was in the bottom of a
Sure,
barrel.
good.
But like,
Nice.
like it
No,
somehow
Mother
doesn't
just
sound
told
like
me
it's
Nathan.
coming from here. It somehow sounds like it's
He did
coming
good, too.
from lower.
Cool.
Casey wrote the script
This is a great. Hold on, this is a
for
great for your
like the
stream.
commentators.
That's
Yep.
exactly my.
And when
thoughts
Nathan
on
came
this.
out,
Nasty.
Come on,
yeah, because he's
Let
a
me
bad
watch
guy.
this recently.
Yep.
She went,
It was still good. I liked it.
"Wow, I'm
Did
glad
you
she
click
didn't
the
marry
movie
him."
mode now?
This is the guy I'm glad she didn't marry, or something like that.
Poor Nathan.
Yeah. And he walked out with his hair parted down the middle.
No, no, it's
Oh.
working. Oh, it just like glitched out.
You were gonna go to the menu. That's what you're.
This might actually be worse. Like,
They
I
got
can
some
barely,
really crazy
like,
cool
make
TVs
out the
at Micro
dialogue,
Center.
even though this is like a trailer, and typically the dialogue is.
Yeah.
So I
And
did
they
some.
lynch
I ran
chairs
Hellman,
in Micro Center.
and I.
And what?
Can I do
They
a
lynch
subjection
chairs. They
about
have
Sure.
gaming chairs hanging from the ceiling.
They look like weird artifacts in my eyes.
Like the only thing, like you can sit on it, you know, like
Is
you
that
want
a
to know how it
compression
feels.
issue with
They just hang it from the
playback, or
ceiling.
is that the TV that is not handling darks very well? You can actually see the same thing in my mouth. I actually need to grab a laptop.
I still have to get up early tomorrow, but I don't want to.
No.
Take Nathan.
That's
I don't
not
want to be
possible.
obligated.
On the laptop.
Okay, I can do it.
What do you think of just the colors
If I
overall?
decide that
I
you want to
mean,
sleep more,
They're not
I don't
right,
want to be like.
but they don't stand
Or
out
if
to
I'm
me as
incapacitated.
particularly terrible. There's not a lot of depth. There's some oversaturation going on in the default profile here at the very least. It's less noticeable in this kind of a dark scene, but here you can really see that's not a very natural look for me. Oh wow, that is really overdone. Sorry, people suggest this mode?
Yes.
That doesn't even look like wood. Why don't you pull up the results here? Okay, and this is in dynamic or standard?
This one's dynamic. Standard didn't fare too much better.
So to be clear, guys, a delta E of less than 2 is considered color accurate, with less than 5 being fine for consumer grade. This is anywhere from an average. It's an average of 12.6 and a maximum of 23. So we have dots here that are so far off their boxes, it's hard to tell what box that it went with. Color space, 97% of sRGB. Is that right? Yeah. That's actually not terrible.
Should we play some games? Check out the input lag?
Alright. Well, if we had any doubt that the scaler in it is a steaming pile of hot garbage,
Resoundmon. It's a Pokemon.
so we selected a fast-paced game to evaluate the TV's input lag because I could actually see this making a ton of sense for just like a side room, like a den or something where you just play video games and it doesn't need to be the most cinematic.
Or
whatever.
kids, like a rec room for the console gaming.
Yeah, exactly. Now that's weird. Is this like an
Sharpening.
over sharpening artifact, or is this because of the low res? Like these
Like,
look
look at
like
the edges of these strands.
they look like a cheap stereo 3D effect or something because of how sharpened they are. Now, I had another idea. You know how I was saying that it was hard for me to tell if the issue was to do with just the low resolution. I haven't looked at a 1080p display from this close up in a long time. So we can figure out if it's sharpness or if it's low res by just adjusting it. And it was definitely...
That's right.
Wow, that looks so much better. And the crazy thing too is like, yeah, text here too. Same thing. Now I can make out the low contrast more easily now. Oh, that was probably the eye. No,
No, it's still kind of there.
yeah, it's still there. You know what though? Honestly, it's not that hard to tell. It's not bad. Like there's no game mode, and it's not amazing. But considering this is a
I'll be
60
back
hertz display,
to get some sleepy stuff.
this is very, very usable for sure. So really what it's competing with then is the Scepter model that was, how much?
230 bucks, so 50 bucks
And how big?
50 inches.
50 inches. Now with Scepter, we actually had pretty good luck with those guys when we did the cheapest 4K monitor on Amazon. That was a Scepter.
But we got a peach.
We got a good one, and from the reviews on Amazon, they're pretty hit or miss.
Lots of lemons.
So what would you do? You buy this one, turn the sharpness off, and enjoy the dynamic theater quality sound.
Oh yeah, you have to factor in an extra 70 bucks for an entry-level soundbar just so you can hear dialogue if you're watching the evening news. So at that point, I think I would just spend the money and get a little higher, or if you want to cheap out, just get something used.
So we want to hear from you guys in the comments below. They both had kind of bad speakers and kind of bad color. This one had worse color. But do you take the Scepter 4K but smaller display that we featured last time, or do you take the on 1080p 43-inch one, or do you just go used, or do you step up a little bit in the product stack? Do you want us to take a look at that Scepter 50-inch in the future? Let us know. We will be reading them because I think we are far from done with cheap displays. Can it run at 120 hertz? Like, can you overclock it? Did we try?
No, didn't try.
Alright, well, that didn't work. But you know what does? Storyblocks! With Storyblocks, you can download all... James and I are sort of...
Okay, well, it's the end of the night, 10:22. I gotta get some sleep. Gotta drive my youngest son to school tomorrow morning at around 7 o'clock. So I should get some sleep, and I'll be back tomorrow. I'm gonna try to figure out what the hell I can do with this streaming setup. It's gotta be something that would be cool. Or not. It could just be a waste of time and money, which wouldn't be the first time. I'm out.